Guys? Brendan, aka Drip, back with another video. It's been a while since I posted a video outside of locals play and stuff like that. Today's video is going to be on Scrap Orcust. I've been trying to mess with this build for a while now, and I mean, I like it despite my record. If you're a subscriber to the channel, you know how I do my deck profiles. If it's on a new deck, or a newer build, shall I say, I'll play it at locals to show how it plays, and then I'll do the deck profile. But no matter how the deck plays, I wouldn't take a deck to locals if I didn't like the build, if that makes sense. So despite my record, I actually like this build. Not everybody will. That's okay. It's not their deck. It's mine. My deck runs a little bit more bricks than others do. But yeah, I still, like I said, despite my record, I still like my build. And there is a couple of other builds I'm wanting to try. I've been thinking of, at least, for this deck. So be on the lookout for multiple updates of this deck profile. Like moral of the story, be on the lookout for a couple more Orcust videos, despite dual videos, because I do plan on playing this deck a good bit at locals. But if you've seen my last video I posted before this one, it was my friend and I mirror match, and he was running a rank up version, as where I was running more of the control version, if that makes sense. Control the board. His build's pretty nice. I don't plan on making that build at the moment, but I have a couple of other builds that I plan on making, but I do apologize for rambling. But if you have not checked the videos out of the dual videos, go check them out. Some of them are pretty brutal, though. They last so long. Like first two, it was really tough. But if you didn't know my record, we played 3 rounds, and I went 0-1-2. Yeah, a tie and 2 losses. Mainly, one thing that really sucked for me is I didn't draw into none of my hand traps, and I lost the die roll. Other than that, the deck itself was pretty consistent throughout the 3 rounds. Despite I did brick one time. One time I bricked. But other than that, I just didn't draw into none of my going second cards, and I lost the die roll. I went 0 for 3 in die roll, but if you know me, you know that's all I do is lose die roll anyways. So, but let's go ahead and get into this. I won't ramble anymore. I know it's 3 minutes of rambling. I apologize. It's just I haven't talked to you guys in a while. But I'm trying to different zoom, so let me know what you guys think, so you guys can actually see the cards. Start out, we got 3 Girsu, standard. Sadly, he's not the best normal summon in the game. He's actually, he can be an extender if he wanted to. But with this, sadly, Orcust kind of has become normal summon reliant, depending on what other extenders you may play in your variant, or if you have return in hand or whatever. But yeah, we play 3 Girsu. A lot of people don't like it, but I like 3 Nightmare, mainly because I run return, and I want to see her in hand. She's not that bad of a card to have in hand anyways, because if you need to get her out of your hand, then you can just return her out of your hand, or you can brass her out of your hand. I wouldn't cut it to 2. I like it at 3. Like I said, I like this build personally. If I were to switch anything, it would be because I'm playing a little bit of a different build. But I'm pretty strict. I'm pretty much solid on this build. I'm not going to change much of anything, if anything at all. We got two Juan. standard. 2 symbol. Symbol is 2 is necessary. 3 is too many. 1 is not enough because that second one does come up. At least for me, it does. It comes up quite a bit. Definitely with Gizmit, because we play Gizmit in this deck, so it does come up where you banish your cards. That's another reason why I run 3 Nightmare, because it comes up. And then the last Orcust card we play is 1 Brass. Let me see, I'll scoot my stuff up. There you go. We play 1 Brass because it's another name, and on top of it being another name, it lets you summon from hand. So it helps out. So if you like, an example, you can summon Recycler and send this if you want to. If you had Girsu in hand, then banish this to summon Girsu. The only issue with that is if you start off with your Orcust shenanigans that early, then you're locked into darks too early in your combo, and you don't really get to do anything else. So that's worst case scenario if you don't open very well. Sorry if you hear my kid. My kid is in my doorway talking to me. But that's it for the Orcust engine. Next is standard as well. 3 scrap, 1 refrigerator. Sadly, it's not touchscreen refrigerator, but it is what it is. If you got to go through the hard times to get to the good times. So, but yeah, we run 3 scrap, 1 refrigerator. Scrap is the best normal summon in this deck. It's pretty disgusting. He facilitates your entire combo. He facilitates everything. He facilitates the entire deck. He's really disgusting. One of the reasons why this deck's so much fun is just Recycler himself. If he resolves, then GG, pretty much. But yeah, that's it for the scrap engine. Now we're moving on to the bricks, where I run multiple bricks, probably more bricks than other people, but I don't care. I wouldn't change it. Dragoon, and then we run Crystron Rosenex, aka the card you send off of Recycler the first time. This card is pretty much your new O-Lion. Sorry, I can't clear my throat. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is pretty much your new O-Lion. The only reason you even ran O-Lion in this deck anyways is the token, pretty much, unless you're running stupid combo heavy oriented, like with Hawk and all that stuff. But this pretty much is your new O-Lion, because you just send this and you can banish this from grave to give yourself a token, and then it's a 1 card scrap combo. Moving on with the more bricks. You already know. I mean, you should have already known this was coming. Boots. And then the brick that a lot of people wouldn't run is this. I run this because this can get you this, and then this can act as an extender. So, for an example, if you go into Rusty, after you instead of sending this off Rusty, you send this off Rusty, and then what you do is you can banish this from grave, get this into your hand, and since you can't, it kind of what it does is it gives you an extender to play around, since Rusty's cannot be used as link summon. So you send this off of Rusty, you banish this, get this to hand, and then you can special summon this if you control Rusty. So it gives you an additional link fodder with your Orcust plays and your whatever. But I wouldn't change it. Like I said, I'm solid on this build. I'm solid with these cards. Yeah, I run a lot more bricks, but I like it. It works out. And then the last brick I run is Gizmit, which kind of is not really that much of a brick. It's more of an extender, if anything. It's just very, very costly if you use it too early. That's another reason why we run, like I said before, we run a higher Orcust count, is because of him. He is a good extender. He does what we need him to do, and he's a dark machine, so works out. That's it for the monsters. Moving on to the spells. We got 3 return. Some people like 2. I like 3, mainly because my Orcust count is higher. I wouldn't change it. It's Pot of Greed for the deck. It works out. Send an Orcust to World Legacy, draw 2. Next, we got more draw power. We got 2 Allure. You don't need 3. 3 is just asking to draw Allure off of Allure. 2, whatever you banish, you can easily recycle back. So it's not as good, obviously, as Thunder Dragon it is in Thunder, but it's still good because whatever you banish, you can get back. Because everything in here, for the most part, is machine, so you can just shuffle it back. It works out. 2 Allure. And then this one is just whatever, if you want to run them, you can run them. It's double Lightning Storm. I like it because, not really for the Regeki effect, but for the Harpy's Feather Duster effect. You never know when you're going to come you're going in blind, you don't know what you're playing, and you can just wipe out back row if necessary. This has become my security blanket. If you don't have access to Lightning Storm, that's perfectly fine. You can you can substitute these for hand traps. You can substitute them for dark holes. You can substitute them for twin twisters if you're worried about back row. You can substitute them for anything you want. Your deck, your idea. I'm just showing you guys my build. That's all. And you can use it for a chassis to help build your own if you want. And since the format's still new while I'm making this video, it's 2 Dark Rule, no more, just because I don't know what's going to be good and I don't want to go in blind. If I had the money, which these will turn into those eventually, it's just I don't have the money right now. These will be Forbidden Droplets. But I don't have access to those right now. I just recently went back to work, but I plan on getting them very soon. Forbidden Droplet is what these will be. My opinion, kind of better in that matter, because Forbidden Droplets is pretty much this, but it also gets your Orcust stuff to grave, so it works out. It's a plus off of it. So it does pretty much the same thing, except for you can actually do battle damage with Forbidden Droplets. So these will actually be Forbidden Droplets in a few weeks, which in my next build you'll probably, it may be in my next build or the build after, because you'll see Forbidden Droplets in there. But these are really Forbidden Droplets. But if you don't have access to Forbidden Droplets, then just use this. It doesn't do much different. It's just Forbidden Droplets helps you when you're going second, and it gets your Orcust engraved. So it does what it needs to. And then another card that I'm running because it's a god card, and that is Card Destruction. It's disgusting. You get your whole combo engraved, and if you don't draw into any of your 6 normal summons, if you're like me and that's all that happens, yeah, this is good. And it also sends your opponent's hand to grave. So if you pop this off early, you know what you're playing against. It's good. A lot of people don't run Card Destruction. I don't know why. Card is busted. It's really good unless you're playing the mirror match, and then you can side this out if you want. Next one is World Legacy Succession. It's combo. It's really good. You play a lot of Link monsters, so yeah. World Legacy Succession's combo helps you extend. And then we got 1 Babel. One of the most busted field spells ever. One of them. Babel facilitates your entire reason of really playing the deck. And then last spell is Red House Fusion. It's Red House Fusion, obviously. But that's it for the spells. Moving on to the traps. I am running 3 Infinite Permanents. I know Called by the Grave's not really a thing anymore. But it doesn't matter. I still like Imperm's always been one of my favorite hand traps. If I were to run hand traps, which I like just started to really honestly. Not overloading on them, just a couple, if any at all. But Imperm is my favorite, honestly, because you can activate it out of hand and you can set it if necessary. So it works out in that regards. I love it. Sadly, I only have the Ultras, but I'll upgrade soon. And then we got 2 Fog Blade. This card actually is really good. It helped me out a lot this past week. Granted, it didn't win me no games, but it is the reason where in some games it slowed down the tempo of the game for me to actually try to gain momentum. And then we got, I am running 1 Brigadine because my opinion, my trap count's low, at least definitely if I were to see this card. This is an additional extender too, because if you open this and Recycler, you're golden. It's disgusting. Because if you open this and Recycler, even if they ash your Recycler, you could just set this and activate this and immediately go into scrap combo. It's really good. Because at that point, you won't have no traps in graveyard, so you can just activate this. I would consider running more than 1, but you don't really need more than 1 because you're only going to. It's only going to be good that one time, so I would just keep it at 1. If anything, you could search it if you wanted to. And then the last trap is obviously you should have already known. Crescendo. Crescendo is Crescendo. Its secondary effect came up a lot. It came up so much while I was playing, where you can banish it and search a Dark Machine, and then you're locked into Dark Machines for that turn or whatever. But you can it's just like Fog Blade's secondary effect. You can actually banish it on your opponent's turn and search it, like chain to their end phase, and then banish it to search Girsu if you don't have a starter. And then when they pass turn, you have Girsu and then plus your original draw for turn. It's really nice. But there has been situations where I was forced to actually use it on my turn. I actually misplayed one time with this card at Locals last week where I should have used it on their turn, but I didn't actually use it on my turn, and I didn't get to go full combo. But that's actually it for the main deck. I think it's like 40, 41, 42 area. I can't really remember. But nothing, hardly if anything, I would actually change from the main deck. I like my build. I know it's better than what it performs, but I'm happy with it. Now onto the extra deck. We got 2 Galatea. She's gorgeous. I love my Galateas. Everybody knows what she does. She searches whatever you want. Can't be destroyed by battle when she's linked. It's really good. And then the most underrated, Long Girsu. I really wish he got a rarity bump. He really needs a rarity bump. Give me a secret rare. Give me an ulti. Please, just please. I love this card. I love this card. Oh my goodness, I love this card. Comes in clutch so much. Ugh. And if you don't open very well, or you actually don't want to go into Dragoon, and you know you're running a heavy link deck or whatever, you can just summon this instead of Predator Plant, a part of the combo. Last Orcust card is Ding Girsu. Ding Girsu, I'm not running more than 1. You don't need more than 1. Because you can just you can shuffle him back off of her, and off of Galatea anyways, if you wanted it to. And then summon it again that way. You don't need more than 1. And I do plan on getting the ulti soon. I've just been putting it off because I've been trying to get other decks and other builds for you guys. But no, everybody knows what Ding Girsu does. You can detach protect. 1 summon, you can send a card, non-targeting. He's really good. Generic rank 8. And then the next card is IP Masquerena. Everybody knows IP and Orcust goes together like peanut butter and jelly. It just, everybody knows. what she does, links on your opponent's turn. Now this next card, I was trying to run her at 2, but I'm actually going to, this is the card, one of the card I want to change. This is going to be Link Karibo. I could not tell you how many times Link Karibo came up and I did not have it in my extra deck, actually costed me a couple of games. Actually, a lot of my games, if not all of my games. There was a certain point where if I had Link Karibo at the time, I could have went into Orcust combo and probably took that game. So this, ignore this. This is actually a Link Karibo. So 1 Masquerena and 1 Link Karibo. Next we got Anaconda because it's combo. Free Dragoon. But yeah, everybody knows what it does. Wyvern for combo. Really busted card. Really good card. Can't say enough. Then we got Lib for combo. Still think this card is just stupid, busted. I don't care if you can't. I mean, you can only summon it if you have a World Legacy Engraved, but okay. Alright, thanks. Free. But yeah, this card is more busted than the Synchro in every way, in my opinion. It does everything you want, it's more free. Then we got 1 Unicorn, obviously, for IP plays. Then we got the man who served 2 years behind bars, bro. He served 2 years behind bars, and my dude, look at it. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. My dude looking hella buff, bro. He said he just lived in the courtyard, and he just hit that damn weight bench, bro. That's all he did. He was hitting that weight bench and thinking of strategies and waiting on that damn release date. And like his lawyer didn't want to tell him nothing, man. He said, I don't know what to tell you. We've been trying to work on a deal to get you up out of here. And my dudes finally came through. My dudes finally came through and released my guy up off out of jail, bro. Out of prison. Served hard time. But in all seriousness, guys, Rusty Bardiche is just so good. So broken. I don't think he's ever going to get hit again. I think he's a little bit power crept, honestly. But we all know he was only released because they want to help sell Phantom Rage. So good. And then we got Zoroboros, most overlooked card, Link, I think. It's so just stupid. So good. Every time I resolve his effect, I always win the game. So far, I've not lost a game where I've resolved his effect. And then we got Appaloosa because sometimes it's still nice to negate stuff, send stuff away, and then go into Appaloosa for 3 or 4 on my opponent's turn after I've already negated like 3 stuff. Stupid. And then Boral Sword to help push for game and get over big stuff, and Dragoons itself because it can get around. Boral Sword can get around Dragoon's effect. I experienced that firsthand. Robert. But yeah, Boral Sword's good, but mainly for pushing for game, honestly. And then the last card is the man, the myth, the legend himself. Dragoons. Nasty. Yeah, that's it for the deck. I hope you guys like it. Please drop a like. If you're new around, please consider hitting the subscribe button. We try to post a few times a week. If I can't get a deck video out, deck profile out to you guys, we at least get some locals play out to you guys. But we try to come up with some new builds for you guys. We got a couple of builds in the work. At least I know I do. I got some builds and stuff for you guys coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. One thing I will say is, like I said before in the beginning part of this video, be on the lookout for more Orcust content. I have a couple of different builds that I plan on trying, but I still think this one probably is going to be my favorite. But with that being said, guys, please leave a like, comment what you think. I'm open to hear what you guys think. Probably not going to change much about it, but I still like to see that you guys are interested in the content. For the gentleman Nick who commented on my video prior to me making this, told me to pin a comment of what I replace for that the current build that you and I were talking about. For that current build, there's not much I would really replace. But yeah, we could talk more about that in the comments. Sorry, I just keep rambling. But yeah, drop a like. You guys stay safe out there, happy and healthy, and good dueling. And drips out. Peace.